Morning, it is Saturday the 20th of May. I think it's about a week since I last came and cut my plot visit short. I'm in the car, which is absolutely full of planty bits. So I've got some chairs, finally, so I don't have any chairs at the plot yet. Some brassicas, what have I got there? Some dahlia tubers, I've got courgettes, pumpkins, some sweet corn, which is still quite small, but I might plant it out anyway. What else? Got some herbs and some physalis. So I'm hoping to plant these today. Now I've come a little bit earlier this time to try and beat the heat. Although it's looking it's going to get hot today for sure. So I don't know how long I'll stay, but I bought the chairs, I've got some proper juice, I bought a sun hat like someone told me to bring. So I feel like I'm a little bit more prepared, and I've had a week to rest, so I'm not as knackered. So I'm planning to get the rest of the potatoes in, do some more paths. Craig's going to come in a little bit with the strimmer, and he's going to help me strim all of the long grass, and just a few other bits really. So I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. I suppose I'll get done what I'll get done. So it's all looking good. It has dried out a lot though, so I need to give it a good water today. But we've got a lot more broad beans up this time. And the strawberries, we've got some flowers coming. I've just taken the netting off these onion sets because the leaves were getting quite big and getting tangled, so you can see it's pulled some of them off, but I'm sure they'll recover. I'm surprised at how well these have done actually, to say they were planted so late. And then there's not much else compared to last time. The cauliflowers and stuff are getting quite big now actually, in the space of what, 2-3 weeks. So I've got some more bits to just fill out this bit here, and the beans are coming up. So we've got dwarf ones, and then we've got some climbing, and then the radishes still doing pretty well, and the tomatoes and the peppers are still alive, which is always a bonus. So we've got some flowers coming too, because it was still maybe a tad early to plant these out, but they're fine. We've even got some new growth on the pepper. More beans up, and the asparagus is still here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. More beans, broad beans there, and the leeks. The lettuce hasn't done so well, I think, because I haven't been here to water. I've only given them a water this morning and see if maybe they perk up. I think some of them are dead. And then the potato patch is looking okay. So I'm going to get another row in here. I was going to try fit 2 in here, but I'm not sure whether I can or not. I don't know, maybe. No, I'm going to try. Put one there, one there. And if I've got more potatoes, maybe another one here. I don't know. We shall see. So I have just connected my new hose, which is going to make watering a lot easier. I prefer to either water first thing in the morning or late at night. So I've got some Savoy cabbage to go in here. What I might need to do is make this a little bit bigger. So I think I'll reuse this net elsewhere, and I'm going to cut another bit down to cover this bit as well. So that is the Savoy cabbage in with the kale, and I've made this bigger. Again, it's only temporary. I've still not bought the pipe to make the kind of hoop house, but I'm not in too much of a rush. This seems to be holding up for now, and it's much quicker and easier. Now I think I've changed my mind on this bed here, the one with the broad beans in. I'm going to take up these lilies and move them somewhere else. Hopefully they'll be okay. They haven't been in that long. And then I'm going to plant my Brussels here. I've never been very good with Brussels. I've never really looked after them very well. I know they take a while. I don't know if it's too late to plant them or what, but I've got some seedlings. So I'm going to move these and I'm going to plant them here along with some kaleettes, I think. So all of these I know get quite tall. So I'm going to use some tall bamboo canes and make a bigger version of these. Well, taller but more slender. So this one took a little bit of thinking. So at the back I've got some Brussels sprouts, I've got some kaleettes, I think only one kaleette actually. And these three are Romanesco collies or broccolis, whatever they are. The really fancy ones. I've grown them before in the garden, they are lovely. But the ones at the back, they will grow a lot taller than these ones. These are quite stubby. And the netting, the scaffold netting I had wouldn't fit the whole thing. So I've put the larger piece that way, and then I've put a smaller piece that I reused from the other bed here. And I've ran out of the like the ground tent peg things. So I've had to sort of do a little makeshift, tuck it all in, and I've poked the canes through here to try and keep this bit up. But there's sort of, that would be very easy to, it might be okay. I'm more worried about birds getting in and then being unable to get out. I don't want to hurt any birds, so I think I need to get some clips or something to hold these together, which I will do later. I'll find something, but for now I think that'll do, and hopefully this year I might actually be successful with Brussels sprouts. We will see. Might try and tackle this entryway. I mean, it's looking a right mess. So yeah, Craig is coming with the strimmer. Whether it will do the job or not, I'm not so sure. I think we're going to need a better strimmer. But I'm going to try and make a path here now, just have a play around. I might pull it back up later. So I don't think this is how I'm going to keep it, but I was just having a bit of a play around really of how I could do the path. I've got quite a lot of these slabs which are a nice size, so I definitely think they're going to go there. What I can't decide is this, I've got this coir matting, I've got quite a, well after this I've got another 2 rolls left and I wanted to do something with it. So I don't know whether to do like a really big path going all the way up and put some of the coir chips in between. Do I cut this down so it's a bit more narrow but still have it underneath? Do I just take it up and have the grass but trimmed or mowed between the slabs? But I feel like that's a lot of effort to then upkeep. It'll keep growing and it grows really fast. I don't know what to do. I'm going to see what Craig thinks when he comes. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Time to get the remaining potatoes in. This time I'm adding compost as well as the chicken manure pellets into the trenches. The potatoes got all jumbled up and there's about 8 different varieties here. I'm not sure which is which. I think this one's Caledonian Rose, but it's fine, they don't need to be labelled. So that's 3 rows of potatoes done. Now, I think I've said this before, I've never actually grown potatoes in the ground before. To be honest, I haven't grown much in the ground really. Most of what I grow at home has been in pots. So this is all very new to me. I don't know if I've done it right. I've done a bit of research, but I'm sort of a wing it kind of person. I've taken some advice. But I just thought I'll dig holes and I'll get them in. And I can plant it properly next year because I got my plot, you know, quite late in the year. Well, it's not that late, but I missed a lot of the kind of winter and early spring soil prep, so this is about as good as I think it's going to get. I've got enough for another row, but I just don't have it in me right now. Maybe I'll do that another time, but for now I know I've got my 3 rows, my patch in, and I'm really chuffed it's now done. So I am done for the day. I got here about 8 and it's now 2 o'clock, so a nice stint. Look at it, I feel like it's looking a hell of a lot better. So Craig couldn't actually make it down today, but a very kind plot neighbour lent me his strimmer and showed me how to use it. So we got all this bit done. Made a start on this bit. What else? Yeah, so continued the path around. I'm not sure about it, but it feels good to at least have some kind of idea in place anyway. We trimmed all around the chives, and then this is how it's looking. A lot better. I got some herbs in. 2 of these from over by the other chive patch, and then these ones, parsley, thyme and sage, I grew from seed. Got some beetroot seedlings in. Another plot neighbour very kindly gave me some of his spare ones. And then the potatoes. I did weed a little bit more on this patch, but yeah, I've definitely had enough now. So I think it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. Oh, I also cabbage white butterfly, if you can see it. We need to get protecting everything. Yes, so I gave the fruit bushes, it's probably the wrong time of year, but they had a lot of dead wood on them and it just didn't look very nice. It quite easily snapped off actually. So I tidied those up. There we go, so they're looking a lot healthier. And trimmed all this bit as well. This bit still needs doing, but the battery ran out. All of this was trimmed, and all this bit. Yeah, so I think today's been a very successful day. I'm going to try and come back midweek. Going to start doing, I think, 1 night in the week. Now that the days are a lot longer, I should be able to nip out once Florence is in bed at about 7 o'clock. Mainly to water, I think, really. Yeah, so hopefully today's video has been a little bit more interesting than last week's. And thank you for sticking with it and watching and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to, I feel like I'm not at the plot on my own. I might be talking to all you lot and you're not really here, but it feels like I'm talking to someone, so it's really helped. I hope you all have a brilliant week.